Welcome back, everyone, to Context for Chaos, and this is part 5 of Meg Jones-Wall's 2023 interview. Enjoy. You got to research your tarot reader.
Yeah, you got to read their work, their philosophies, their their preferences. I don't do a lot of love readings, and when I do, I'm usually like, "Are you sure?"
Are you exactly?
Sure?
And I don't call Meg for a freaking love reading.
No, don't call me for a love reading. I don't even really particularly enjoy them. I will do them like if someone has a question that I actually think that I can help with. But if it's just like I don't do like the will my ex come back? I'm like, I'm not. That's a predictive reading, and it's about someone else's emotions that aren't yours, and that just goes against my tarot ethics. Like it just does.
And it also probably doesn't interest you.
No. Well, I mean, yeah. It's not particularly interesting, but but I'm just like, don't you want to focus on yourself? I pull cards for the people that are in the reading, I'm like, you came to me, let's talk about you. Let's talk about your shit. You're just going to sit there waiting for this other person to make a choice because you're not going to make it. I don't know. I'm just like, what are we doing?
And you're an empowering person. It's like when you get to around an empowering person, that person wants to give you the tools to feel liberated and an individual and an authentic person and feel more comfortable in who you are. So it's like that we've been talking about that a lot in the interviews because I've been trying to hammer it home. This is one of the reasons it took me so long to come out, because I was like, am I supposed to be a specific type of tarot reader? And you've got to figure out what interests you. If something annoys you, don't read
about it.
There are so many of us. Why would you read for that? You don't have to be that. No one is making you be that. It's just this trope. It's this idea that doesn't make sense. So that's really great that somebody like you who's written a book, who's done this who's not only, well, you've done this since 2016, but you've dealt with your own coming of age almost many times.
Several times.
Really discovered yourself. Right? And you're a person who gives readings. What kind of a reading could I get if I'm going to self-explore? I mean, that's why I would call you, So imagine, stop thinking, everybody who's listening, stop thinking of yourself as somebody who could be the best tarot reader in the world.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, you're just gonna feel like a failure. You're gonna read for things you're not interested in.
Well, and everybody it's different style, different topics, different philosophies, different genres. I follow Madame Adam on TikTok and Instagram. Brilliant reader, absolutely brilliant. The way that they shuffle and flip cards and rip off meanings so fast blows my mind. I think it's incredible. I can't read like that. I could never do it. It's amazing. I love watching it. I always get something out of their readings. I think they're brilliant. And also, if I tried to be that kind of tarot reader, I would not be reading tarot. Because if I was trying to force myself to be this is the way that you read tarot on the internet, this is the way you read tarot for other people, and it's not in my wheelhouse, that's not my skill set, that's not my jam, it's not my vibe, it's not my method, I would just be like, oh, well, if this is the only way and I can't do that, then I'm not a tarot reader. And that's how I started, was by comparing myself to readers that I saw and was reading about. And it really, the longer you work with it, the more it's okay, actually, what makes sense for me? And what kind of reader am I? And how do I use these cards to grow myself, not to become like someone else, but to become more like myself,
Exactly. And I mean, that's the kind of tarot. I mean, I'm so glad you know your lane, meaning this is what I like to do. This is the way I like to do it, because there's so many of us that try to be everything, and then we may not have as great of a time doing a reading that we just didn't want to do. So I'd rather if somebody came to me and was like, these are specifically what I need, is this something you can do? And I was like, you know what, that actually isn't what I do, but I can show you the way to this person.
Yeah, you definitely want this person. This person is actually the best reader for you.
Right? I think that's how we also legitimize ourselves, is by saying, because we're also with being spiritual, it's almost like you can't communicate at all unless you've come out and saying that you know everything.
Yeah.
And it's that literally does not make any sense. That's an impossibility. So this ego has
also, who wants to know everything?
Right. And I'm like, exactly. I'm like, I would rather find out about a lot of different people and, say, okay, I may not know, I know a little bit about this, but who you really need to talk to, or what book you really need to read, or what building you need to go to, or what, and then that's how we really create that network where we feel we work together, we all work together. Yeah. This is a healing process. This isn't, I mean, even if it is fortune telling, I enjoy fortune telling because I love that. I'm a psychic. That's my faculty. Yes. But but I wouldn't recommend that to everybody because it is scary. And it is sometimes
and it's not a gift of mine, so I'm not gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like, but like, I think I know it exists. I believe in it. Like, everybody's got different sets of tools at their disposal, and we use what we have, and we sharpen and hone the ones that we have, and like make them work as best we can. But I'm not out here trying to turn a hammer into a saw. You know, like I'm gonna use what I actually have.
Yes,
Like,
exactly. So let's pull one card each. Let's use your system, especially of the numbers.
yeah.
And let's see what we get. We can let's set the intention for the people who are listening. Maybe it's something that somebody needs to hear. One card each, and I'll let you go
we'll
first.
see how they work. We'll see how they work together. So this would be-
that would
you want to think of it
super
like a two card reading for you. If you're listening to this, this is just like something that might be offering you some guidance right now. Oh, one flew right out, so we're gonna
There we go.
Stop it. I'm using the Marigold Tarot.
I'm so
and
excited.
the card that flew out is literally the world. Which is so lovely.
Stop it.
Yeah. Yeah, it flew out. I don't always read. I don't have
love that
jumpers
card.
come up often, so when they do, I try to pay attention. But we were talking about threes before, and the third major arcana archetype that fits into the three constellation is the world, along with the Empress and the Hanged One. So from a three perspective, the world is really about being comfortable and joyful in the moment of creation that you are in, whatever that means. And like having this acknowledgement of the process of evolution that you have been in and celebrating the transformative moment that you were in with the knowledge that it's not done, right? Three is the first third of the sequence. It's not the end. And even though the world is the final card in the majors, it having that correspondence of three is one of my favorite things about this numerological methodology, because I think it's so beautiful to be at an ending that's really just a different kind of beginning. Because that's what the world is, right? It's this card of like being so content and proud of what you've done while also knowing that there's so much more on the horizon, and being able to take real joy and pleasure and comfort in where we are, even while we know we're not finished yet. And there's still more evolving and more discovery and more transformation and more personal knowledge to come.
I love that. I think that's so great. The world is one of my favorite cards because I feel stuck in my life in a lot of ways. And what's so funny is in my reading this morning, I'll just do a daily reading because I like to watch out for the energies all the time. But the world was at the bottom of the deck. And I'll flip over the bottom, right? And that's so crazy. You pulled the
I love that.
And it's like you said, it is a contentment with things and you're ready to move on. Like, it's another beginning. But if you look at it like graduation, right, that's like the word that a lot of times is used is, once you leave high school, you might move on to college, or you just might move on to your life, it's finishing something. So maybe some of you out there, if you're feeling scattered in a way, if you're feeling like, I'm ready to go to that next level, maybe look around at things that you've left undone. Maybe there's something there that if you completed it, you'll be able to move on to that next level that you're looking for. And maybe just recognize that you are ready for something new. You are ready for a different phase of your life. And there might be some things that you either need to do to wrap up certain things to move on to those places, or you just maybe need a manifestation board, or just like an idea of where you're going to go next so that you can get somewhere else. I've noticed it'll come up reversed for people a lot, and they will always say, I just feel stuck in my life. I don't know why I'm not a person who's gotten married yet, or I don't know why I haven't bought a home yet, or I don't know why I feel behind in life. So having that card come out is maybe an invitation to the idea that there is more, even if you can't see it, but maybe look around and see what kind of maybe is missing that is needed or necessary for that next step.
Totally. Yeah. And it's making me think about this idea that we are all in our own cycles, and we are all in overlapping cycles at all points. So like, it is so easy, I think, in this world and in capitalism and just the particular hellscape that we're living in right now, to like be comparing constantly to like, well, all my friends are married, or all my friends have kids, or all my friends have these great jobs, or like I'm behind like everyone. But it's like, you're in your own cycle, and you're in like hundreds of your own cycles. And so your cycle in one area of your life might be really stable and joyful joyful and like fulfilling and generative and feel really, really good. Whereas another cycle, you might feel like you still have so much more to go. But I think the world is really an opportunity to be like, where are you actually already in your bag? Like, where are you already doing something that feels really fulfilling? And like, if you're taking that for granted or you're so used to that you don't notice it, like, I don't know. I tend to think of it as like an invitation to like celebrate that thing and give yourself permission to take joy in that thing rather than like being like, well, I'm not like this, so I haven't finished yet. You know, it's like, no, babe, you're finished. Like, this is actually really great already. Like, how can you give yourself permission to feel that instead of already just being like, well, I gotta keep, you know, like letting yourself feel that in your body and like breathe into it and be like, okay, actually, this thing is good. This thing is good the way it is already. It can be better, sure. Maybe we can keep going, but like where it is right now is good. So if you're listening, you have something that is good.
Yes.
And you
Oh
get
my
to
God.
have that gets to be real. Like,
That's right.
it gets to be
these are
good.
only 2 cards of 78. So these are cards
Yeah.
that specifically came out for us. And that,
Yeah.
that's something that I've
and they're
gotta
for us
really
too. We
take.
have good
Yeah.
things. We have good
Yeah.
things.
Exactly. So I pulled, you're going to laugh, I pulled the King of Wands. I didn't
Stop
the
it.
King of Wands. I was like, really?
Sometimes the cards are so snarky.
It's ridiculous. That's so,
So
funny. So
funny.
you would say
Oh my God, I love it.
14 and 5. Is that right? So
Mhm.
card
Mhm.
14,
Yeah.
Temperance, and
Mhm.
card 5, Hierophant. That's so interesting. So maybe that would
Yeah.
be I would say with the visionary idea, with the fact that a king is like looking far into the future and is able to take an entire team that way, or to take their entire life that way. That means that you have to balance, like you have to kind of find some sort of stability that's more internalized, maybe really keep your health in check and really make sure that you are not going overboard too much in too many different areas, right? And then on top of that, 5 with the Hierophant, like that is a sensitive topic for a lot of people because like
Yeah.
you said, like, do I follow somebody or do I follow myself? Is it the inner Hierophant? And I do find that, we do need to look to other people sometimes just because there's plenty that other people have done that we should respect and revere and look up to. So maybe that's kind of looking at it sort of in a temperance way too. Listen to other people, take advice, listen to advisors, listen to people who've come before this and who have trained in this and who train other people, but also listen inside of yourself, listen to that inner Hierophant, into that inner spiritual guidance that you are right to go this way. If somebody tells you this isn't the right way, maybe that's a Hierophant you shouldn't listen to. Maybe that's where you kind of go more into, you find out for yourself if it's the wrong way. So maybe that's the balance of that. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I like that. I think what was popping into my head was thinking about this idea of like, where are you going to claim your authority over this part of your life? So like, and thinking about like wands and fire, like, where are you ready to take authority and let something transform using, the element of fire, or like the suit of wands, or like this like generative, passionate, like desire fueled, like erotic energy of like, I want this and I'm going to use my driving desire, my natural enthusiasm, my natural vision to propel me towards this thing. And that might require some change and some transformation, but like in taking ownership of that change and in being the architect of that change, there is like a natural stepping into this fiery authority that I think the King of Wands can really bring. And yeah, thinking about that alongside the world is so fascinating. Like,
That's like power right there. I'm like,
that's some
damn,
real
like
power.
it's almost like, and if you look at the 1 and the 4, that's the Magician and the Emperor. And so what you're also saying is like, I am the transformer. I see something and I make it change. And so there's that.
This isn't just like a
magician in there,
random
too.
thing happening
Yeah.
to you. Like, this is something that you get to take ownership over and you get to drive. And so thinking about having this sense of contentment and knowing what is already stable and solid and beautiful and good alongside, okay, but we're going to make this thing a little bit better. We're going to use fire to transform this, and I'm going to be the authority behind it. I'm going to be the one driving this change in this really intentional, beautiful, authentic, heart forward, soul forward way.
Oh my gosh, Meg, this has been such a delight. I was
This
like,
has
I was
been great.
hoping, I didn't know if we were going to get to pulling cards, but I was like, after you talked
I'm
about
glad we did.
constellations, I was like, we have
Yeah.
to. We must.
Yeah, we have to.
I'm so surprised. Neither of us
Simply
pulled
must.
a simple minor. I was so surprised.
Of course
We
not.
pulled one of the least common cards, which is one of the 16 court cards, 16 out of 78, and then you've got 22 major arcana out of 70. We didn't pull one of the 40?
No, and I never pull the world. Like, the world is not a card that I pull very often. Like, when it shows up, I listen because it does not come forward for me very much.
Oh,
So
and that might also go
that's
with
pretty
your moving.
God, I hope so.
Right? Like that's like, I mean, you're done here. You know, because that's another thing. Like when I'm looking into the future, I guess, with the world, it would be like, you're done here. There's something that's done here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you can maybe if you do meet this thing again, it will be as a different person in a different cycle of your life. So I don't know if that the
I love
connection you had
that.
before, what was happening before is going to mean the same thing to you, or is going to feel the same way, or is going to be the same thing. But just know that right now, whatever it was, it's past. And now you're moving on to something where you're more stabilized too, because it goes back to Saturn. You've learned something. You've learned something either in the hard way or a tested way or a challenged way. And now you know you could even be a Hierophant in this subject now, because you can go back and tell everyone.
You've lived through this. Like look at all I have endured. But also like look at all the ways I have transformed. Exactly. Like, yeah. I love that so much. That's beautiful.
Thank you so much, Meg, for being here. Thank you for taking time out while you're looking for an apartment.
Oh, my pleasure. No, this was a nice little break from my chaotic reality. So it was such a pleasure to talk to you and to get to chat tarot and all of this. Like, what a great conversation.
I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Please check your weekly emails for any new offerings and giveaways. And until next week, blessed be. Thank you for joining us, and until next time, as above, so below, blessed be.